Hello everyone and welcome to my channel YNR Trends. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The shocking revelation that the man who hit and killed Sienna has an identity no one in Genoa City could have anticipated has sent shockwaves through the lives of those who knew her, leaving a trail of grief, anger, and unanswered questions. For weeks, the town has been on edge following the devastating accident that claimed Sienna's life, and speculation ran rampant about who could have been responsible. Rumors swirled, fingers were pointed, and many assumed that it was someone with a grudge against Noah, someone connected to Sienna's complicated past, or perhaps a random driver fleeing the scene. However, the latest spoilers reveal a twist that no one saw coming. The driver was not Matt, as initially suspected, nor was it any of the characters previously considered potential culprits. Instead, it was someone who had remained largely in the background, a figure who had been quietly weaving through the edges of the storyline, whose presence in Genoa City had always seemed benign or even supportive. This revelation immediately reframes the entire tragedy, as viewers must reconcile the kind and seemingly ordinary exterior of the perpetrator with the irreversible harm they caused. Sienna's death was a moment of profound shock for her friends and family, particularly for Noah, who has been grappling with the loss of the woman he loved, the mother of his child, and the person who had brought so much light into his tumultuous life. The truth about the identity of the driver adds a layer of betrayal and disbelief, as it suggests that the accident was not merely a tragic twist of fate, but rather the result of someone whose motivations and past actions were far murkier than anyone had realized. Genoa City, a place already riddled with secrets, betrayals, and shocking twists, now faces yet another crisis: the unraveling of the life and character of the individual responsible for the fatal incident. Early indications suggest that this person had been hiding something crucial all along, and now, with the truth exposed, long-buried tensions and rivalries are surfacing, threatening to engulf everyone connected to Sienna's circle. As law enforcement digs deeper into the case, viewers are learning more about the timeline of the accident and the events leading up to it. The evidence, statements from witnesses, and subtle inconsistencies in alibis slowly painted a clearer picture, ultimately pointing to the real culprit. Yet the drama doesn't end there. This revelation also forces key characters to confront their own assumptions, biases, and the choices they made that might have indirectly influenced the tragic outcome. The shock of discovering that it was not Matt, someone previously assumed to be involved or even capable of such an act, overturns prior theories and fan speculation, reminding viewers once again that on the young and the restless, appearances are often deceiving and even the most unsuspecting characters can be tied to life-altering events. The storyline has taken a darker, more complex turn as friends, family, and community members struggle to process their grief while grappling with the shocking truth. Reactions are intense. Anger and heartbreak mingle with confusion and disbelief, while some characters are forced to question the reliability of their own perceptions and the trust they placed in those around them. Moreover, the impact of Sienna's death reverberates far beyond the immediate circle of family and friends. Business rivalries, romantic entanglements, and past conflicts are all touched by the new revelation, as it emerges that the identity of the person who killed her intersects with multiple storylines in ways that no one could have predicted. This intersection of personal and professional drama creates a web of tension that promises more confrontations, courtroom battles, and emotionally charged confrontations in the coming episodes. For viewers, the revelation of the driver's true identity is a reminder of the unpredictability of life in Genoa City and the intricate storytelling that the young and the restless has mastered over decades. It underscores a recurring theme of the show, that tragedy often lurks where it is least expected, and the consequences of one person's actions can ripple outward, affecting many lives in profound and unforeseen ways. As fans tune in to witness the fallout, the show continues to explore the emotional, psychological, and moral complexities of grief, responsibility, and justice. The revelation that it was not Matt, but someone entirely unexpected, has transformed a tragic accident into a deeply personal and socially explosive drama, leaving audiences eager to see how justice will be pursued, how relationships will survive the shock, and how Genoa City will begin to heal from a tragedy that, for many, will never feel completely resolved. Sienna's death, now tied to an unanticipated figure, remains a haunting turning point, one that will shape the direction of the series for weeks to come, and perhaps forever alter the dynamics of the Newman, Abbott, and other intertwined families. The Los Angeles story concludes with Sienna turning down Victor's bribe. The Los Angeles narrative will conclude when Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, turns down Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden, bribe and takes into consideration Noah Newman's, Lucas Adams, offer according to The Young and the Restless YNR spoilers for Monday, December 8th. Victor, Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, will receive updates from Noah and Sienna at the hotel regarding what transpired with Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, Roger Howarth. Sienna will worry about what this implies for her when she finds out that Victor stole Matt's club and caused his financial disaster. Since Matt is still out there, Noah will encourage Sienna to visit Genoa City and pledge to keep her safe. Noah will maintain that he believes in Sienna and is unwilling to leave her, despite Nick and Sharon's misgivings about her. Sienna will perceive Victor's offer of compensation as a bribe to avoid Noah when he speaks with her alone. Sienna will claim she won't be intimidated or bought once Victor essentially concedes that she is correct. Rather, Sienna will let Noah determine whether or not he wants her in his life. Victor will also add that Noah now owns the nightclub. When the Newman aircraft is prepared to transport the group back to Genoa City, Noah will ask Sienna if she has decided to accompany them. Matt will be virtually trembling with rage at the shadow room, making frantic phone calls and downing alcohol. Detective Annie Stewart, Catherine Kresge, will eventually show up with information regarding what transpired with Detective Bureau Matt Cohen, after Matt yells that Victor is a SOB. Annie will say that she fled while she still had the opportunity since Detective Bureau was able to obtain her gun. Annie will encourage Matt to disappear since she anticipates that the police will be searching for them. Matt will be upset that his lack of money is getting in the way of that plan. Ultimately, Matt will make the decision to recover what Victor stole from him and obtain some Newman leverage in an unexpected manner. Before heading to the Jazz Lounge in Genoa City, Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, will have a heated discussion with Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters. Kane will encounter Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, there, who are engaged in a conversation about Phyllis's Jabot takeover, her game with Kane, and the impending launch party turmoil. To get Adam to support her, Phyllis will pretend to be innocent and act as though she has been standing up for Kane. Kane won't accept that, and will press Phyllis to tell him the truth about stealing the AI program in secret. Kane will claim that Phyllis blew it and threaten to undermine her Jabot takeover if she doesn't take advantage of the opportunity to come clean. Indeed, Kane will choose to sabotage Phyllis's prospects of earning a living in both GC and the rest of the globe. Jack will ask Adam to give Victor a message when he gets home after their unpleasant meeting. Jack will confidently say, "Better luck next time." Don't miss what's in store because according to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Jack will continue to think that he can remain a few moves ahead of Victor. Sienna and Noah fall for the escape trap Matt's sick game? According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, and Noah Newman Lucas Adams are hostages. They believe there may be a way out, but Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall Roger Howarth, is more astute than that. Matt probably wants them to attempt to flee since he enjoys the chase. Let's discuss the options as you continue to read. The secrets of Noah Newman. Let's begin by discussing Noah's secrets. Nick and Sharon were unaware that their kid had visited Los Angeles multiple times in recent months. According to Noah, Matt was impressed and made an investment in an LA club. But is that the whole truth? It appears that this may have been more of a loan shark scenario. Noah also concealed the fact that he had been unfaithful to Aline Gwynn, Kelsey Wong. Furthermore, Matt's wife is the one with whom Noah cheated on his fiancée. Trapped Sienna Bacall then, defying medical advice, Noah left the hospital without telling anybody where he was going. It's also important to remember that Noah told Sienna a little while later, but what did he mean by that? In the present tense, Noah and Sienna were taken to a storage room after being drugged. They are begging for assistance, but no one has yet to save them. The search of Nick and Sharon Newman. According to previews on The Young and the Restless, Nick and Sharon insisted that Matt tell them the location of their son. Rather of providing an address, Matt only hinted that Noah was under the influence of drugs, so they had better move quickly. Nick and Sharon have yet to locate Noah and Sienna despite following the leads. But Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, is traveling to Los Angeles and is adamant about getting Matt to tell the truth. The sick game of Matt Clark. We are aware that Sienna asks Noah for assistance after discovering something on the ground. It's a potential escape route, but would Matt really be so careless? It sounds more like a trick or another trap. It appears that this story isn't fully finished because Matt forces Noah's hand later in the week. Matt appears to be the kind of guy that likes to hunt and appreciates the game. Matt may even wish for Sienna and Noah to betray one another. The likelihood of them betraying one another increases with the length of time they are kept in captivity. But what precisely is Matt's ultimate goal? As Sharon demands an answer on Noah, Sienna is under pressure. The restless and the young. According to spoilers, Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, is going to face criticism over Sharon Newman, Sharon case. Sharon is curious about Sienna's plans for Noah Newman, Lucas Adams. What is Sienna doing with Noah? Sienna Bacall needs to make some crucial choices. Sienna will have to make some crucial choices over the week of December 8th to 12th. Since Victor Newman, Eric Braden, has left both of them broke, and without their Los Angeles club, he has temporarily diverted Matt Clark, Roger Howarth. Victor will now make an effort to prevent Sienna from seeing Noah, but neither of them will comply. Sienna will undoubtedly contend that she is unable to give Noah instructions. As an adult, Noah is capable of making his own decisions. By asking Sienna to accompany him to Genoa City, Noah will demonstrate his case. Above all, Noah wants to make sure that Sienna is safe from Matt, since he is neither incarcerated nor dead. Matt Clark poses a serious risk. Since he is now involved, Matt poses a direct threat not only to Sienna and Noah but also to Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, Sharon, and Victor. Sienna will return home with Noah after determining that visiting Genoa City is the best option. Nick and Sharon disagree with Noah's assertion that Sienna is not at all like Mitch. Sharon will want to know the truth once she arrives in Genoa City. Sharon's demands for an explanation regarding Sienna's plans with her son will put Sienna under pressure. Sharon is adamant about getting the information she requires since she doesn't trust Sienna. Sharon wants to be certain that Sienna isn't just taking advantage of her son. Sharon Newman continues to look for solutions. Sharon will want to find out what's going on. Despite her claims that it has been over for some time, Sienna is still married to Matt. Is there more going on here? Or is Sienna merely using Noah to escape Matt? Will Sienna tell Sharon that she truly feels something for Noah? Matt, who has a serious problem with Victor right now, is also scheduled to accompany everyone to Genoa City. When Matt returns to Genoa City, he will have a lot more members of the Newman family to target. Will Matt assault Sharon once more? Could Matt pursue Abby Winters, Melissa Ordway, or Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, in order to exact revenge on Victor? After this altercation, what kind of problems will Sharon and Sienna face? When Matt gets to town, will things get even worse? Sienna's actual Noah motivations are called into question as Sharon's fierce mother bear emerges. According to spoilers for The Young and the Restless, Sienna Bacall's Tamara Braun, real motivations for Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, will be called into question when Sharon Newman's Sharon case, ferocious mother bear emerges. According to YNR spoilers, Sienna will have to make some crucial decisions during the week of December 8th to 12th. Sienna was definitely impacted as well because Victor Newman, Eric Braden, left Matt Clark, also known as Mitch Bacall, bankrupt and without a club. Sienna won't accept the idea of bribery, despite Victor's attempts to keep her away from Noah. Sienna will contend that Noah has the right to determine whether or not he wants her around, and he will since he will extend an invitation for her to return to Genoa City. Since Matt is not incarcerated or dead, Noah's primary objective will be to safeguard Sienna. Now that he has turned against his wife, Matt will continue to threaten all of his adversaries, including Sienna, until he encounters one of those results. But there is a part of Noah that will undoubtedly enjoy the thought of Sienna moving to the same town as him. After going through such a terrifying experience together, Noah is even more drawn to Sienna than he was before. Eventually, Sienna will accept Noah's pledge to protect her, and she will board the Newman plane alongside him, Victor, Sharon, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. Before shortly, Noah will be introducing Sienna to everyone in GC and showing her his old haunts. Noah has made several attempts to persuade Nick and Sharon that Sienna is not like Matt. Noah believes that Sienna is trustworthy, but Nick and Sharon aren't so convinced because of how incorrect their son was about Mitch. Sienna will have to deal with Sharon's interrogation after she returns to Genoa City with the others. When it comes to Noah, Sharon will act like a mother bear and question Sienna about her genuine intentions. To put it another way, Sharon will worry that Sienna is merely taking advantage of Noah since she will hear certain warning signs in her mind. Sharon will be curious about the type of game Sienna is playing and how long she plans to play it, but Sienna might claim that she truly loves Sharon's cherished kid. After their brief conversation, would Sharon change her mind, or will she still think Sienna is terrible news? In any case, spoilers for the young and the restless indicate that a showdown between Sienna and Sharon is imminent, so pay attention. The revelation that the driver who killed Sienna was not Matt sent shockwaves not only through her immediate circle of family and friends, but also throughout the entire community of Genoa City, where news travels fast and rumors spread even faster. As the truth sank in, the weight of disbelief seemed almost too heavy to bear. Noah, still reeling from the loss of the woman he loved, felt an overwhelming mixture of sorrow, rage, and betrayal. He had spent days blaming himself for the tragedy, replaying the accident in his mind, imagining how he could have saved her, how he could have prevented the moment that changed everything. Now, with the identity of the real culprit exposed, Noah's grief became intertwined with an even more complex emotion. The shocking realization that someone he had trusted, someone he may have considered a friend or at least harmless, had been directly responsible for Sienna's death. This cruel twist forced him, and the audience, to question everything about appearances, about who could be trusted in a city where secrets are currency and betrayal is never far beneath the surface. The Newman family, too, felt the full force of the revelation. Victor, already a man accustomed to scheming, manipulation, and loss, was caught off guard by the revelation. Though he was always prepared to face threats to his family or his empire, this was different. Sienna's death was personal in ways that went beyond business rivalries or corporate maneuvering. It was a moral shock, an emotional blow that reminded him that no amount of power could shield his loved ones from tragedy. Nikki, torn between grief and disbelief, found herself questioning the very fabric of the community around her. The notion that the person responsible was someone so unsuspected challenged her sense of judgment and intuition, both of which she had relied upon to protect her family and navigate the treacherous waters of Genoa City life. Meanwhile, the broader social and business circles of Genoa City were also shaken. The revelation that it was not Matt, as had been widely assumed, shattered previously formed alliances and suspicions. Those who had quietly sided with or defended Matt now had to reevaluate their positions, while others who had accused him were forced to confront the consequences of spreading unverified rumors. In a city where reputations are built and destroyed with the slightest whisper, this twist caused a cascade of tension, mistrust, and scandal. Whispers in hallways, hushed conversations in offices, and the shock evident on the faces of colleagues all combined to create an atmosphere of paranoia and unease. Everyone began asking themselves, could someone we have always trusted be capable of such devastation? Who else might be hiding a dangerous secret? For law enforcement, the case became more complicated as investigators worked tirelessly to reconstruct the events of the accident and understand the motivations behind the driver's actions. Evidence that initially seemed to point to Matt was re-examined, revealing inconsistencies that had been overlooked. Witness testimonies were re-interviewed, surveillance footage was meticulously reviewed, and experts in accident reconstruction were brought in to piece together exactly what had occurred that fateful day. The shocking realization that the perpetrator was someone entirely unexpected shifted the investigation from a straightforward accident to a full-blown criminal case, raising questions about intent, negligence, and the possible involvement of other parties. Genoa City was left holding its collective breath, knowing that the fallout from this revelation could take months, or even years, to fully play out in the court of law. Meanwhile, emotional fallout rippled through Sienna's closest friends and allies. Characters who had bonded with her, shared laughter and tears, and formed deep emotional connections were now left grappling with a mixture of anger, guilt, and grief. Some wondered if they had missed warning signs, if they had failed to see the darkness lurking behind the outwardly normal demeanor of the driver. Others wrestled with feelings of revenge, plotting in private how to confront the person responsible, how to seek justice on behalf of Sienna, and how to make sense of a tragedy that seemed almost incomprehensible. The emotional complexity of these reactions underscored a central theme of The Young and the Restless. that tragedy rarely affects only one life. Instead, it sends shockwaves that touch everyone in its orbit, revealing hidden truths, testing loyalties, and forever altering relationships. The revelation also began to affect romantic and interpersonal dynamics across the city. Noah, now burdened not only with grief but with the weight of the shocking truth, found his relationships tested. Friends and family who had once been sources of support now became points of tension, as differing opinions about blame, justice, and forgiveness came to the surface. Alliances that had seemed unbreakable were strained, while unlikely partnerships began to form as people sought to navigate the complicated emotional landscape left in the wake of Sienna's death. The identity of the driver, as someone previously underestimated and overlooked, served as a stark reminder that in Genoa City, appearances are never what they seem, and anyone, no matter how unassuming, can have a profound impact on the lives of those around them. Finally, the long-term consequences of this revelation promised to ripple through the storylines for weeks to come. Business rivalries, family tensions, romantic entanglements, and personal vendettas all became entangled with the tragic loss of Sienna, ensuring that her death would remain a pivotal plot point. The shock of discovering that it was not Matt, and the subsequent unraveling of the perpetrator's true character, added layers of complexity and suspense that kept viewers on edge, questioning motives, anticipating confrontations, and eagerly awaiting the fallout that would inevitably follow. Sienna's death, now linked to an unexpected and previously underestimated figure, became more than a tragic accident. It became a catalyst for drama, betrayal, and revelation, reshaping the fabric of Genoa City life and leaving an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of all who loved her.